Alright, so first section, you didn't really need to do much here. Just use a theme that you're planning to use for the later sections as well. I mean, I'm already getting shit set up here as well. So like, yeah, make sure you get backup units with good support passives. I'd set to just Gregor here, cause why not? And then yeah, so like, just start. Now the first section really isn't all that much, I mean, just turn your fucking brain off. You can literally just win rate this shit and get it over with already. Lost some clashes there, doesn't matter as well, that's fine. So yeah, just do this, and then second turn, yeah, just win rate again, and then just boom, clash with some leads, take some damage, that's fine, that's not really gonna matter that much. So yeah, just do that, and then boom, there we go, we're done. And now we're gonna head to section 2. Now section 2 is actually where it's gonna get a bit harder, but also do take note of the effective affinities that this motherfucker has. So yeah, I'm just gonna use my poise team again, because I already have some effective affinities here and damage types as well. But you can also use a Heisho team as well if you're comfortable with it. So yeah, we're just gonna start straight into battle, like right over here. Alright, so Linglong isn't that scary as people say, although the moment I started this fight, Yinglong is already mad when I started this fight. So I just have to be careful and make sure I just wait for the right timing to attack. But yeah, for fighting Yinglong, all you have to do is make sure you attack the body parts, so that way Yinglong can take more damage. I failed to dodge there, but that's fine, didn't take that much damage. So I'm gonna grab onto Yinglong, and then I'm just gonna make sure I spam attack, brace sometimes, and then just follow the inputs on the screen. So I just keep attacking basically, and this is already gonna do a lot of damage to him. And I'm gonna get lots of value from this, so just keep attacking him, and then boom, when Element Discharge comes, I'm gonna do this, attack his head again, and then he should be down like so, there you go. So yeah, and then now that he's down, I just come up to him, attack his head area, this way I can do more damage to him as well while he's still stunned. Keep spamming, and then be careful around here, since he might be even more enraged. So yeah, like so, and then just quickly dodge that, never mind, he's just gonna scream. So alright, and then keep attacking. Thankfully I dodged that, I don't even know how I did that, but yeah. I'm gonna keep attacking his legs so he's stunned again, boom, he falls down, and another opportunity. So strike around the neck area again to reduce his health faster. And then grab attack again, and then just grab onto his face, do more damage, get a lot of value out of that, and then there you go. He's gonna be a bit more enraged here, but that's fine. I'm gonna throw a flash pod, although I'm gonna whip that, so just ignore that shit. Then I still get hit in the process, just be careful around here, poke him again, right here. Then I'm gonna grab the thingy, the slinger bomb, so I can stun him when I need to. So yeah, shoot it at him again, and then hit him, poke him again, and we're gonna start entering into phase 2, right over here. And the one thing we need to note about the Heisho fight is that Lord Hongwu is gonna be our main focus here. He's gonna be our priority target, because he's hard to kill, and he's also really gonna do a lot of damage if we keep him alive long enough. So yeah, attack him right here, and then I gotta know when to play passively here. So yeah, I did whiff the parry here, so that's gonna be fine since we didn't take much damage from that. So he's gonna play a bit more aggressive here, and I'm just gonna make sure you try to catch up on him, and then try to poke around the other Heisho units. Do this so he can get staggered, and then we can poke him more easily, and he doesn't move around the arena. So just keep attacking him right over here, do some damage again, and then he's gonna get aggressive. He's gonna use his skill, and I did fail to evade that, but that's fine. We didn't take much damage for that. I'm gonna make sure I poke around the other Heishos first, so this way I can build up my Shin. So right over here. And then I'm gonna use my Eagle Eye so that I can track more Heisho units to get Shin here. So really the main point here is that you pretty much have to just unlock Shin as soon as possible, so that way you won't have to struggle that much against Honglu. So just yeah, keep killing more Heisho units around here, just keep taking more of them down, like that. And see my Shin bar right there in the left corner is already starting to fill up really fast. So just keep doing that, and then I'm gonna start fighting Honglu again. So yeah, he's almost staggered there, so yeah. We're gonna attack him. I'm gonna poke him a bit before I unleash an all-out attack, like so. Just keep mashing right here. And then keep attacking him again. Use a skill to stagger him, although I did whiff that, unfortunately. Use it again. There you go. And then he's staggered, and I can do a combo on him like so. Just keep attacking him again. Boom. So like once he's on the air, that's basically like the perfect time to unleash all your attacks. So then I'm gonna evade this real quick and then use a skill again to stagger him. And then this is another opportunity to do more combos on him. I'm gonna use my skill 3 right here. Boom, did a lot of damage, and then his stagger bar is gonna get depleted again, like so. And then just gonna keep poking him again before I do an all-out attack, like so. And then just keep mashing again. Really, pretty much the strat you need to use for this fight is really just don't really play too aggressive and parry his attacks, evade, you know, be careful because he might be aggressive sometimes, and then that's it. Like just keep repeating this shit. Really simple. Parry his attack again right here. Just keep doing it until his health is really low. And then one thing to notice is that when his stagger bar resets, he's gonna be enraged for a while and he's gonna unleash some attacks like so, which I failed to dodge. Well, no, it's not that I failed to dodge it, I dodged into his range or whatever. That's gonna do a lot of damage, so make sure you heal if you're low on health right before he slams you down. And then yeah, he's gonna be a bit more aggressive here. I'm gonna use my skill 3 again. And yeah, when he has that red aura, you basically can't stagger him for a while. And it's just pretty much hard to stagger him, so just make sure you parry his attacks or you evade. But there's one thing to note is that when he's a bit more aggressive, he can also parry your skills. There you go, just like that. And he's gonna do an attack which you can parry as well, or you can evade. And then I whipped the evade right here, or whatever. We're just gonna keep attacking him again. So we can't really rely on staggering him, like resetting his stagger bar. We can still like do some combos here. I whipped that skill, so yeah. I'm just gonna heal real quick, and then boom, he's gonna be enraged again. Make sure I dodge that. Perfect dodge, and then punish him accordingly. Attack him, and then I'm gonna do this, evade, and then parry, kaboom, and then I can do some combos on him, use my skill 2, and then he's gonna be enraged again. So when he's enraged, you pretty much have to just evade his attacks, just like this, and then when he's done, punish him, attack him. Failed to parry that, but that's fine. Take some damage here, heal up real quick, and then he's gonna do a devastating attack, which I failed to dodge, and then he's gonna do that again. Be careful, cancel skill. He's gonna parry that, but we're gonna evade that and then parry that one, like so. And then poke him again before doing an all-out attack to maximize our damage output. Just smash triangle right over here. And then yeah, when you bring his health to a lower point again, he's gonna become enraged again and he's gonna be more aggressive. So just be careful, punish accordingly. Unleash my skill 3 right here, and then I'm gonna activate Shin. And then yeah, that's it. Fight is pretty much over because when you activate Shin, you pretty much heal from attacks that you deal, and you're just gonna do a lot of fucking damage basically. Like you can't die, you're invulnerable to attacks, you can't be staggered. So yeah, smash right over here. He has iframes from this for a while, but that's fine. I'm gonna spam him again, just like this, and then just keep mashing. Cancel his skill. He's gonna parry that, but that's fine. Just keep attacking him. And then we're gonna unleash our skill tree enhanced. And there you go. Walk up to him quickly. And then the moment he's staggered, you should be able to kill him off. There you go. And then, yeah, that's it. That is the Heisho fight. Really simple, really easy, no bullshit. And then we're gonna start the third phase, which is also the final section right here. And then yeah, evade Yinglong's attacks, and then I'm gonna stun him real quick, kaboom. And then walk up, do some poking. I'm gonna whiff that actually, never mind. And then start poking again. I'm just gonna go all out here to be honest. So yeah, I don't really worry too much about the damage I'm gonna take because my armor is going to reduce most of the damage I take here. So yeah, start poking Yinglong again. Just keep attacking. Yinglong's down, and then just pretty much start mashing right here. And then Yinglong should be dead soon if I keep mashing here. Go all out attacks again, and boom, there you go. Yinglong is dead. Okay, so for the second section, which is the will you play fight, you can actually just skip the entire gimmick of fighting the middle and 1v1 basically. So yeah, make sure your first deployed sinner is a sinner with a good ID. In my case is Tom Result. Now, when you're at the loading screen, make sure you keep spamming L, and if you do this correctly, you should trigger a 1v1. And yeah, this is gonna be the intro right here of your first deployed sinner, and then the next one is gonna be Matthias. So yeah, the fight's not that hard, and if you compare to the one in the story, it's way easier fighting him here, and I'm surprised no one even talked about this gimmick, secret thing, whatever, you know. I'm surprised I'm the first one to find this out actually after doing some research. So yeah, I'm already in the second phase and I'm gonna use my skill tree and then that's it. I'm gonna kill Matthias and it's way too easy for this fight. So just wait for the skill animation to finish and then yeah, that's it. He's already dead. Way too easy of a fight compared to the story. And then what you have to do for Hohenheim is alright, so for the third section, which is the Nurse Father's fight, I'm gonna use my Poise team again. And in this case, House of Spiders Ryoshu is gonna be my main damage dealer and also Rian-sang. And I also noticed how some people, no not some people, but pretty much everyone complains about how hard Chiyomi Yoro is. And especially the fact that she's the first fight in this section means that you have to make a setup first for your team and then you can properly fight her easily. Is a problem that I also face honestly, and that's what makes her a challenge, so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna start fighting her right here. I'm gonna whip punish her, so yeah. What you're gonna do for this fight here, like the strat for this fight, is just bait her attacks, and when she's open, quickly dash towards her and punish her. You know, attack her with your combos, and then yeah, be careful of her long range attacks as well, because their damage is actually quite painful if you keep letting yourself get hit by them. So just keep doing this. You keep whip punishing, walk up to her and then do your combos, and then yeah, that's it. Just pretty much do this for the whole fight. And then when you get her health to 50%, she's gonna activate Shin and she's gonna have some new move lists, and some of her moves are also gonna be a bit different. So for example, her moveset where she can like attack from long range, she can use it more than once in like one turn, and also she is immune to stagger now. And yeah, there you go. That's an example of the one that I just talked about. Again, there she did it again. And yeah, you get exactly whip punisher like the previous turn, because again, she's immune to stagger and she pretty much parries everything you do. So your best bet here is to just keep poking and dodge her attacks. And then later she's gonna use an attack where she flies around the arena and then deals a lot of damage. She's gonna attack you like 2 times and you have to dodge both of them. And I did fail to dodge the second one here, but thankfully Ryoshu's passive prevents me from losing this fight. So yeah, I pretty much get a second win here, and my Shin bar is full, so I'm gonna activate that. And then boom, there you go. And now that I'm on Shin, yeah, fight's pretty much over. And now that she's not in Shin anymore, she can get staggered again. So yeah, with this I can just unleash some bullshit on her. Just spam some random bullshit, whatever, doesn't matter, just keep spamming whatever. And then just keep attacking her. And then yeah, break through her guard, spam her again, do some combos on her. And then yeah, there you go, that's it. And that is the Pinky Nurse Father fight. Alright, so for fighting Callisto, it's honestly really easy. Like, at this point, you should already have Saint Devistan, because Saint Devistan is gonna be your get out of jail free card here. Like, Saint Devistan is gonna be your carry for this fight, because the moment you have it ready, just spam it, just use it, activate it, and then walk up to Callisto, spam your attacks, your shotgun, or your melee, whatever, just spam it, really. I already took care of Albina here, but I didn't manage to get a recording of it. But other than that, like, fighting Callisto is really easy. Like, just make sure you spam Saint Devistan when it's ready, and then just walk up to him, attack him, and then that's it. Just repeat that shit until, like, the second phase starts. Do note that you can also use Saint Devistan to, like, play a bit more passively here. So right now I'm using it to play a bit aggressively, but as I take damage, I can actually use it to back off, find cover, and quickly heal while I wait for my health to heal. I can still keep poking him, and my Saint Devistan is still on cooldown as well, so I can use Saint Devistan accordingly. Actually, that's the good thing about using Saint Devistan in this fight. So right now his health is almost at 50%, he's gonna be a bit aggressive on me, but I'm gonna counter his attack and then do some damage on him, and then activate my Saint Devistan to quickly do some damage to him before he manages to hit me, just like that. And then I'm gonna back off. And yeah, so the second phase is gonna start now, and in the second phase he's gonna summon his allies to fight for him as well. So in the second phase we're gonna have to deal with his allies and him, so you're gonna have to be a bit careful in the second phase. Alright, so the second phase has already started, and some of his allies already spawned close to me, so I'm gonna walk up to them with Saint Devistan activated. And thankfully his allies aren't that tanky, so I can just walk up to them and deal only a little damage to them, and then they're already seldom with, they already handled with, and then that's it. The only problem with the allies that he has is that they're scattered throughout the place, so you have to make sure you find them fast, otherwise they can deal a lot of damage over time, because they're gonna attack you with Callisto. So as I get those last 2 remaining allies, I'm gonna finish them off, and then the moment I finish him off, he's conveniently right behind me, but I did manage to dodge his attack with my Saint Devistan. And then Right as this happens, he's gonna start moving like this, and when he does this, it's a sign that he's gonna use his all-out attack. Now, in this all-out attack, he's actually still vulnerable for a while he's charging it, so I'm gonna try to punish him, although I did use the wrong technique here, but yeah, when he's charging up, you can still attack him and do some damage to him. So his attack isn't gonna be that scary, just make sure you find cover fast, and then that's it. Thankfully, in that one, he was in a really bad spot, so he could get a lot of value out of his skill. Alright, so his health's getting more lower, and as his health is this low, he's staggered now, so I can quickly spam my attacks on him. I'm gonna use the Limbus stand to maximize my damage output, and as this is his final phase, he's gonna be more aggressive, as you can see here. He was using his dodge more, and he's also gonna be more aggressive with his attacks. So I just gotta play accordingly here. I don't need to play too aggressive. I just gotta wait for the right timings, and then I can just go all out when I'm punishing him. Alright, so he's gonna do a massive attack, and his recovery animation is gonna be way too long for this, so I can just walk up to him and I can spam him quickly, and I can deplete the assault really fast here. I'm just gonna go all in here, and I'm gonna use the Never Stand one more time, and boom, that's it, he's already dead. Easy fight. Alright, so for Rian, all you have to do is really simple, so all you have to do is just fucking and to clear this fight once and for all, I'm gonna clash with Ryoshu despite being marked by the pre-script, but I'm gonna use her ego to aura farm this. And even though Rian is gonna use his Furioso, he's still gonna die from burn damage anyway, if you can just take a look over there. And yeah, there you go, he's already dead. Alright, so for the final section, aka the Unbreakable Sloth Fest, honestly, just use it, IDs that you're comfortable with, but mainly make sure it's IDs with good damage overall, and make sure you bring IDs that have egos that are good for healing. And yeah. Okay, so now that we're at the final fight now, you don't really have to worry too much just yet in the first few turns. All you really have to do is just win your clashes, and that's literally it. And you don't have to worry too much about unbreakable points yet, because the stacks for past, present, and future isn't that high. And also, if you noticed, I'm using Hornet Mersault here. Well, the reason why I'm using Hornet Mersault is because his skill 2 and 3 has more than one attack weight, so basically I can just attack any of those 3 things in the back, whichever has the highest stack, and I can still deal some damage to Refracted Butterfly. Same case kinda goes for Magic Bullet Otis and maybe even Ryoshu to some extent. But actually I just realized one thing, this team comp surprisingly synergizes well with each other. So at first I just used this team because I thought it was gonna be a funny haha gun team goes brrrt shit like that, right? But then I just realized that Mersault, Otis, and Ryoshu and Yisang, they pretty much do pierce damage, right? Now, Hong Lu's skill 3 can inflict pierce fragility. So what does this mean? Well, we can do better pierce damage, no shit. And then another reason why this team comp is really good is that the statuses they inflict are multi-statuses basically. So like Faust, Sinclair, Otis, and Mersault, they can inflict burn, and then Mersault can also inflict bleed. Ryoshu and Yisang, they can inflict sinking, and then Faust and Ryoshu, they can inflict tremor, and Honglu can give pierce fragility from time to time. So this team comp is actually really fucking good. Like seriously, I didn't even think of much about making this team. Like at first I just thought it was gonna be funny, gun team would be funny, cause again, shoot things, blah blah blah, like that American freedom joke here, you know. But like, I didn't even consider the multi-statuses they can inflict here, and their synergy is actually really fucking good. And this team helped me get through this fight like way easier compared to my first run. So, alright, I'm just gonna talk about something completely unrelated because I'm pretty sure you won't be interested in just watching me give you some commentary about this run. You know, like I'm some fucking sports commentator, so I'm just gonna like talk about like some fun fact here. So did you notice that on Gregor's Ego art, suddenly one day you can actually see the Sapling of Light ability icons here, according to like the ones we already acquired in the story. And so far the ones we have are based on Bina, Hokma, Chesed, Gebura, and Malkut. So I'm pretty sure as we get further into the story, we're gonna unlock more based on each librarians, right? So that's gonna be Yesod, Netzach, Hod, Tiferet, and eventually even Roland. But one thing I'm confused on is why did they choose Gregor's arm specifically for this? Like, why not anyone else like Dante or Faust, you know? But whatever. This makes me wonder like how this is gonna affect Gregor's story eventually. And here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna keep continuing the story for Limbus, right? Because, well, this is an online live service gacha game. There's no way they're just gonna end the story, then that's it. So, some people are speculating that after Canto 12, like, they're gonna go back to Gregor's story again to, like, dive more into his lore. Now, I have a prediction here, or not a prediction, but a suggestion even. Alright, so here's the story. Here's how it's gonna go. So, I want it to be like this. We're gonna unlock Roland's Tree of Life. Yeah, Sapling of Light ability, and what it's gonna do is it's just gonna give you straight up just 10 Beast power up and 10 Clash power up, and all of your sinners just can't die for like the rest of the battle. And it's only gonna be activated for this specific fight, which is for the final boss, and the final boss is gonna be Gregor and Herman. So the way it starts, it's like this. Gregor and the gang, they meet Herman, right? And then eventually, like, Herman talks more about Gregor's past and shit. And after she tells all of this to Gregor, he's gonna be confused and shocked and basically disarray. And while he's in that type of state, she's gonna run over to him and then stab him right in the heart. And then say the typical words to like activate the sleeper agent thingamajig, right? And then after that, he straight up just distorts in a Roland-like fashion way that you would usually see in the realizations for Ruina. And then after that, you're gonna fight what is basically distorted Gregor and Herman at the same time. And then when the fight starts, that's when Roland's Sapling of Light ability is gonna be activated. And then we're gonna see that Gregor has like 100 base power and 100 offense level, and we can't even clash with that shit like at all. And then that's where later Roland's fucking summon just comes up out of nowhere. He doesn't even speak shit, and then Don Quixote is just gonna say, "Is that the Black Silence?" And then later the fight's gonna start, and all we have to do is let Roland clash with Gregor's skill, and then the sinners just try to clash with Herman instead. So as the fight keeps going on and later goes to phase 2, so for phase 2, Gregor's gonna get mind controlled by Herman, like straight up mind fucked, you know, Herman's gonna get inside his head and shit, and then Gregor is gonna be agitated and taking all the pain from it while also having to resist the urge to fight his friends. He's gonna unleash his fire fist off his scream, you know, he's gonna go like I know that's not accurate, but like just pretend that it was, alright? So anyway, back to the fight. So as the fight keeps progressing later, Roland himself is gonna be seen like struggling, right? And then from that, Roland's gonna be able to summon the fucking librarians. So he's gonna summon the Red Mist and summon Bina for the fight. So later in this fight, we're gonna have 3 characters from Library of Ruina straight up helping us in a fight. And then as the fight keeps getting harder and harder, Herman's gonna try to mind control Gregor again because Gregor's starting to regain control of himself. She's just gonna tell him bad words, you know, she's gonna tell him stuff to make him lose his mind again. She's gonna tell him like, Gregor, think of it, you're the outcast for a reason. Why do you think you're the 30th sinner? Why do you think your birthday is on February 29th? It's not because you're the outcast, Gregor, it's because you're German. But now Gregor's able to resist her words and he's able to regain control of himself, and after gaining control, he just decides to murder Herman on the spot. Like he just straight up slimes her with his bug arm again. And then after that, he turns back into human, and then he thanks the sinners and the librarians. He's just gonna go like, thank you guys, I am no longer the outcast now. I will now metamorphose to become a normal human. And then after that, he loses his whole bug arm, and he's not even 50% human, 50% bug anymore. He's just gonna be a regular human. He's just gonna be a regular dude. That's it. And the fight is later gonna end with Roland, the Red Abyss, and Bina, like they're gonna part ways. But before that the cutscene plays, Roland's gonna say, well, this is this, that is that, as we see him walk off into the sunset and go to the nearest Hamam Pang Pang outlet, and Gabriel and Bina's just gonna follow him along, and then eventually they're gonna be back in the library. So as we see the cutscene of them walking off into the sunset, Don Quixote is gonna try to chase after them to get an autograph, especially from the Red Mist, right? And then Gabriel's just gonna look back at her and then tells her, I am not the Red Mist anymore. you will be the red mist. And then she's gonna unleash a great split vertical on her. And then after that we time skip to a few months while Pergis is announced for Library of Runa, and then what do you get? A fucking red mist ID for Don Quixote. Holy shit. And we're also gonna get a red mist eagle for her as well, and that eagle is gonna be a complementary thing. It's like you need it basically to utilize red mist Don Quixote's full usage, and it's gonna be so OP. It's gonna be the first Aleph eagle we get in the game as well. So it's gonna be the first Aleph eagle usable in Limbus history. And the whole point of the eagle is that if red mist Don Quixote isn't manifested yet, like her eagle isn't manifested yet, it's gonna help her gain stacks to manifest. And when she's already in manifested eagle, she's just gonna unleash great split vertical and just completely delete the enemy's health. So like no conditionals whatsoever, just use it when your ego's manifested, and then boom, that's it. You're already gonna kill your opponent with like one hit. Alright, so anyway, that is how I speedrun Railway 6. It's really easy, that's all you have to do. Alright, it's way too fucking easy. Look at this shit, look at how many turns I got. Fuck.